Alrighty then. Well, this happened. It's night, and I was actually on the terrace picking up some clothes, and I hear this horrible noise of stuff just breaking, and this happened. Oh my god, I don't even know what the heck fell here. I mean, I have some Hoyas on the floor, I have some orchid pots. I think this one is, I don't even know, I think it broke. Oh my god, what the heck fell here? Seriously though, there was not a draft. It's not windy tonight. Nothing was in this really weird balance, and also, I don't know what fell to drag everything down. The only thing? Maybe one of the Hoyas. I just cannot really explain it though. My first impulse is to just sit and take a deep breath and regain like my sense of staying calm and figure out the damage, cause I see the chisis is being all mushed there. Has nice roots though. No, don't be funny. Oh no, I see the brassavola, little stars there. I see dendrobium. Oh, the dendrobium was on the other floor. I see a lot of dirt. Because of the Hoya, I need to clean up everything. I think the medium is full of dirt now. This is definitely not what I want to do on a Sunday night. You might notice that the way that I handle stuff, bad stuff generally, is with humor. So yeah, oh boy, isn't this exciting? Spending Sunday night in my greenhouse, cleaning and seeing what died. Hopefully nothing died. But yeah, funny, right? I think it was the Hoya now that just look at her. I mean, I'm over the shock factor now. What the heck is that just dangling? You know what? Since I'm alone and apparently with nothing better to do than to clean up my mess, I'm just gonna take you guys along with me so I don't suffer alone. Right now, it is time to to sweep. Because before I even think about going in that area and stepping on everything, I need to make sure that I'm not gonna make this whole muddy situation in the greenhouse. Right now, I'm sweeping. Notice the technique. This is the technique of actually vlogging. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually vlogging. Vlogging and sweeping. How do vloggers do it? Cannot really sweep like this. P.S. I just got myself a new dustpan. Yeah, thank you guys for letting me know how this is called. And it works great because it has a handle and it doesn't break my back. Life hacks with Danny. Dustpans. Everybody knows what a dustpan is. Alrighty, now we have a little path to make our way to the first victims. And it would appear to be the Hoya. Alrighty, we're going in, boys. Good thing I'm good at puzzles. So this used to be her pot, and this is what used to be in the pot. Oh my god, it's so hard to vlog. Okay, so I'm just gonna place her in the pot, and I'm gonna take the rest of the stem together with the trellis. Let's see, maybe we can... Oh my goodness. And I will need 2 hands for this because they're really tangled there. So I'm just gonna take her out, put her to one side, maybe on the wall, and then sweep the whole situation here and make my way to the other victims. So I managed to pull out the chisis from underneath the Hoya, and he's not looking all that bad. I have a few scratches and marks on the leaves here, but overall he is quite okay. Thank goodness, because just look how pretty these leaves are. He's a pretty boy. And since we're here, let's just take a look at the root system a little bit. He is actually looking quite nice. This is quite the healthy orchid, I would say. Root system seems to actually enjoy this medium, but as you can see, I have issues in maintaining everything really wet. This guy really likes to stay moist. But also he was in the clay pot. He was due for a repotting anyway, so he's good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put him to the side, just like so. I managed to pull the Hoya from the wreckage as well, and I'm happy to say she did not break. She looks quite okay. Alrighty, so far so good, but we're not really in the middle of things. We're just gonna get there now. And here is where I'm most concerned, because at this point I cannot tell if everything was damaged. So first let's get rid of the clay pot shards and just take a look at the orchids. Here we had a dendrobium, and this was the aphyllum. And obviously this guy needs a repot right now, but let's just take a look at the roots. I think they're looking quite decent, but I do see some tips that got damaged. You can see they completely broke off. That's a shame, but the guy looks pretty good. He will be perfectly fine. Okay, so nothing bad with this guy. And here's the brassavola, and I already see something. Oh my god, don't tell me. It was a new growth. Oh no. Okay, hopefully it's the only one. Let's see. Here's where it broke from. That's a shame. Everything else though seems to be okay. Thank goodness. So that's good, but a new growth, really? I really wish this wouldn't have happened. But for the main part, she is okay as well, luckily. Okay, now I need to take care of the other Hoya because there's a second Hoya that fell here. It's the one that is dangling. So with this one, I will need 2 hands because I need to support the base and then the trellis and see what the damage on this one is as well. And here's the second Hoya. Luckily, no damage, nothing broken on this one either. Thank goodness, because she is absolutely full of buzz right now. I was expecting a great show, but yeah, I'm starting to think these were the cause of everything. I might just get rid of them, or I might try to find a way to stabilize these Hoyas better. I don't know. They're just so big that I really need a big trellis, and they don't make really thin trellises or really lightweight trellises, so I need to figure out a system with the Hoyas because clearly this is not working out. So the next thing to do is obviously to clean up this mess, but what's worse actually, look at this. All of that dirt is spread in between the orchids. I need to check which orchids have a lot of dirt. This one needs to be repotted right now. Being that it's dirt, it gets into the medium and everything, I absolutely need to repot right now. And I also have some issues with the Miltoniopsis here. They do have dirt inside their pots. With the Catasetums, they have dirt in between their leaves. Hopefully not too much in the pot. But yeah, as you can see, it did affect them as well. A little bit in the back there, the Phalaenopsis, but not a whole lot. Luckily, I don't have to really do anything with the Phalaenopsis. And up here, I was just experimenting, and I think I need to redo it. That's okay, I just potted these guys, I think, yesterday. Maybe this one will need to be repotted, maybe this one. I'll check, we'll see who has dirt. Right now, I don't have a lot of light. Up here, yet again, I have a whole lot of mess, and I need to check it out and make sure that everything is okay. This Hoya is coming down, and I think I will do this tomorrow. And yeah, we're gonna do that tomorrow. And everything was just filmed on my phone right now, so I really hope the quality was good. Let me know in the comments if it was. Tomorrow we're gonna get the DSLR, which is in the house right now, and we're gonna continue this then. Alrighty, so good night for now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Alrighty guys, this is day 2, early morning. I woke up really early today. I was so stressed I couldn't really sleep. Woke up at 5:30 and I already did the ones above. I cleaned up the shelf, I repotted the orchids, placed them back, and now I'm working on this shelf, which will take a while. And downstairs, I need to rinse off the orchids, see where all of this dirt went in, rinse whatever pots I can rinse, and repot whatever I can repot, and so on. Luckily, nothing died, woohoo! But really, this was another cherry on the cake for me. So I will go ahead and do that probably today and postpone whatever I wanted to do today. But since I came to some decisions and draw some conclusions last night after all of this, I do want to make a small announcement and do also a little update on the semi-hydro thing because everything is connected. Let's start with the semi-hydro. So you might have noticed that I already have some candidates here that I'm testing things with. I could repot them, they were not potted, they were new orchids, so it was pretty easy. But also I put some of my older orchids that I noticed weren't doing all that great. You saw the Phalaenopsis, which we'll get to. I also repotted the 2 Phragmipediums. One of them was still in bark, I needed to repot him anyway. And since I had the Lekka, I just did it. He was doing okay. And the other one, the Besse hybrid, you'll see a picture on the screen. I had the impression he was not doing okay because that top layer of pebbles, it was a little dry. So I was concerned that the seramis was a little too dry for it. Even if still moist, you know, it still wicks up water. It wasn't really the case. As you can see, the roots were actually doing okay, but since I worked on it, I repotted it as well. Those are 2 Phragmipediums that absolutely enjoy and love water. So I went ahead with the semi-hydro on them. And what else? Everything else is pretty much new orchids. I didn't work on the older orchids. However, I did discover some really nice things with the semi-hydro, and I also discovered it was a little bit, mostly my fault for not being able to make the semi-hydro work because I didn't take the time to properly understand it. I focused on other stuff, but I finally made it work and I see like the sense of it, and some of my worries have subsided. But let me just show you the first orchids that I placed in semi-hydro and we'll talk more there. Okay, so I actually wanted to make this a totally separate video, but since we're here and everything is so related, I'm just gonna tell you now. One of the main issues that I had with the semi-hydro thing was that I could not keep the top wet. Using smaller leca pebbles does help. Using smaller pots, taller reservoirs, rather than tall pots with smaller reservoirs is better for me in my environment. In other setups it will work. For me it never worked, and that was my thing, because at the top everything was dry, fertilizer was depositing, it didn't work out that well. Now I figured it out. With small pots, I actually discovered I don't need small leca. It works completely fine with big leca because it is a small pot. With bigger pots, like the standard Phalaenopsis pots, I do a thing. I put the bigger leca at the bottom, and as I go up, I put smaller and smaller leca, and I have to tell you, it stays moist all the way to the top, so I fixed that issue. And third thing, how do I water? Because right now I had a really easy system. I just went with my watering pump actually and watered everything on its place. I really don't want to start going to the sink or getting buckets. I fixed that as well. Do you see what's there? It's a humidity tray, kinda. But the purpose of it is not to create humidity. Humidity is a bonus. The purpose of it is actually to collect whatever water comes after watering these pots, after flushing them. And of course, maintain it there, and rather than throwing it away and wasting it, just let it evaporate, give humidity, everything is fine. And it also allows me to water exactly like I did before. When I water with my spray pump, I don't put a lot of water at once, so the water doesn't come out with a strong jet or power from the drainage holes. It just seeps. It is enough water to flush the pot, but it's not all that much to fill up the pot and then let it drain really slow. No, it's not like that. And everything actually stays in the tray. It doesn't go everywhere else. This means I can water wherever the trays are. Now you might wonder, wait, you're gonna share water? Actually no, because these pots do not have drainage holes at the bottom, but they're raised, as you can see. And if the flow of water is not as strong to completely hit the other pots, everything is okay. So sharing water, no, it doesn't happen. However, there is a risk. If one of the pots has snails, they will travel to other pots, yes. But I am under control with snails. Also, if the pot has mealybugs or anything else, they might travel to the other pots. Yes, so those are the risks. However, if you remember, I told you that I ordered the replacement for Physan, which is Citrux. And in the description of that product, it says it's completely non-toxic for plant material if used in the recommended dosages. It's plant-based anyway, it's not like Physan. And it also is a fungicide, bactericide, viricide, and algae preventer. It doesn't necessarily solve all the algae issue as far as I read, but it certainly keeps them in place. So I intend to test the product out and use it actually in the recommended dosages, and once a month or something flush the pots with that thing, and of course the water will be collected in the tray, disinfecting the tray as well. So that would be a way to prevent whatever risks, or to actually minimize the risks of actually having orchids so exposed. They're not as exposed as you might think. Fungal spores can travel from one pot to the other even if they're not in semi-hydro. But with the use of the Citrux, hopefully I will limit the fungal spread and all of those things. So that would be a very easy solution for me. Just put humidity trays on my shelves. When I water, water will collect there. I'm not gonna waste water. Everything gets reused, disinfected, treated, and all of those fun stuff. So in my mind right now, it kind of works. So what I have in my mind overlaps with my biggest issue right now, lack of time. So I kind of reached a decision this weekend and last night, most of it. I will start to post 5 times a week instead of trying to post every day. You might have noticed that lately I do have issues with posting every day, and I did start to take 1 day off or 2 days off. I think if I take 2 days off, it would be perfect. Because not only did editing get a little bit more laborious, editing is not rocket science, but it is so tedious. It takes a lot of time. Editing is something that I want to improve actually, and especially because of your suggestions of actually adding more B-rolls and text and making stuff more animated in order to be easy to follow. I totally understand that and I will try to do it. So I'm not complaining about editing, but it does take a lot of time. Filming doesn't really take a lot of time. So on top of that, on top of me wanting to improve the videos and try to place quality over quantity a little bit, there's also the other stuff, the house stuff. And it often happens that stuff pile pile up. And then I have to spend a day of waking up at 5 or 5:30 and finishing with all of my chores at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And even though I'm a workaholic and I'm pretty good with energy, it kind of gets to me sometimes. Yesterday at lunch, we had lunch with the parents. They started to get worried about me. They said I was looking like I didn't sleep for 5 days, and I felt like really tired yesterday. And this kind of ties up with the semi-hydroponic thing, because right now with everything, you know what's the last thing that I want to do? Rinse seramis and clog my sink. That is exactly the last thing that I want to do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the leca. I can control it. I understand it now. I have been awakened because I was a bit silly all this time, but I know how to control it now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And this is not all. I want to start to take care of Orchid Nature again, the website, because it's completely useless at this moment, and that's our fault. I kind of need my boyfriend for that, so I kind of need to wait for him to have some time as well, but I want to focus again on that website. It's a shame to just let it die out like that. So there are a lot of things that I want to do, and this is not a complaint. It's just me wanting to do many things and physically not being able, because there aren't enough hours in a day. I wish they were, but they're not. The most logical thing to do is to now take 2 days off. I kind of have been taking them anyway, but rather irregularly. I want to make a schedule. And I'm thinking that the best thing is to take the middle of the week, maybe Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or Wednesdays and Thursdays. And during these days, I can pre-record, I can do my house chores, I can do a lot of stuff, and then the other days to actually edit stuff. But I kind of wanted to know from you guys if you have certain days which you are not prone to watch videos. Maybe you have something to do, or maybe you just don't feel like it. So if you can, leave me a comment down below telling me which days you are most prone not to watch my videos, because that might change my schedule actually, and I would really appreciate it if you would let me know. And to end up this video, which turned out to be a sort of a vlog update, whatever, let me just show you the cherry on the cake with the semi-hydro. Let's move here. I potted an orchid in semi-hydro that I shouldn't have. This is the Dimorphorchis lowy. Yep, I went ahead and did it. Let me show you what happened. The roots are perfectly fine. They are actually growing. And furthermore, I had a root at the top. This is what prompted me to repot it. This root was okay, but it stopped growing because everything was very dry at the top. Look what happened. She started to grow once again. Let me make this more visible for you guys. Much better, right? There you go. It started to grow once again. This guy adapted really fast because he's a seedling, and I received him in super wet sphagnum moss. That was a little bit compacted as well. So his roots are already adjusted to high moisture. Therefore, I had the courage to do this. And I'm kind of happy I did. He's liking this. So yeah, there we go. This is what I'm planning to do in the future. Revamp Orchid Nature, put some more time into editing videos and making them, let's say, more appealing and more up-to-date with how usually YouTubers edit their videos. And of course, to maintain my chores better, because right now everything is piled up. Alrighty, so this is what I wanted to share with you today. I don't even know how to title this video, but thank you for bearing with me if you watched till the end. And yeah, please let me know in the comments below about that question that I asked you. So semi-hydro it is for the new orchids, or the orchids that, you know, I can repot, and we'll see how that goes. So far, I think it's going okay, and with the things that I'm gonna use, additional things, and how I plan it, hopefully it's gonna be okay. But yeah, we'll just see. So thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with me, and you know the drill. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed the vloggy bit and type of video, and subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye!